Landco, the greatest love story. It's wall-to-wall country, wall sweater to the morning doghouse. It is 7 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. We're doing this thing called Walls 102 and You, where we've invited people from the community to come in and tell their story. We had a stand-up comedian in. We had a reality actor come in, a police officer who became a reality TV star. Mm-hmm. We had a couple of local artists last week. And this week, what we have is kind of the opposite. You used to be a radio star. I bet people still know you as Toni Rocker, though, don't they?
I think a lot of people still refer to me as that, even, what did we figure, like 15 years later?
Has it been 15 years?
I think it's been 15 years.
What was your radio name?
Toni Rocker.
That's
okay.
See, that's exactly the thing. That's a Toni Rocker is the radio name. Like, I'm Dog, and that's it, have you ever revealed your real name on the radio?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, that was like a big faux pas.
Big
you
no.
never, ever do that.
Oh, yeah, I never. People have done it to me. They've outed me with my real name when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, so 15 years ago, we will share some stories of, I can remember some ridiculous things from back in the day. Remember when I convinced you that there had been a nuclear explosion in Chicago? Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But you were always. I think that if you didn't jack with me at least 3 times a day in an 8-hour shift, it would not have been a normal day.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, for sure.
And we didn't have TV. How would I have known?
Right. All right, we're going to have you play the McDonald's game with us coming up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's next. It's Walls 102. It's wall-to-wall country, Walls 102, the morning doghouse. 7:11 in the morning. Coming up, we're going to play our McDonald's game. Danny is drawing the prize of the day.
And for a Friday, we've got an Egg McMuffin up for grabs.
Egg McMuffin. All right. That's what you could win. What is our topic today?
It is National Lookalike Day, so it's got something to do with twins.
Tony, you know anything about lookalikes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Do you
I
have
just
a
know
lookalike?
if you... No, not at all. But I do see a lot of twins.
Okay. All right. She's claiming to be an expert. We're going to find out coming up.
Yep, we'll find out.
We'll find out. It's coming up. It's Walls 102. Thomas Rhett and Maren Morris. It's wall-to-wall country. Walls 102, the morning doghouse. 7:15 in the morning. Time for us to play our McDonald's game. The prize this morning, and a McDonald's Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, you got it.
Here's how it works. Danny's going to ask us a question. Both Toni Rocker and myself will both give an answer. You'll call up and say which one of us is closer to correct. Mm-hmm. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so the question.
So today is National Lookalike Day, so I went with the twins question.
Okay.
And so my question is, identical twins, they share obviously the same DNA. What percentage of DNA is the same in twins?
What percentage of so it's not 100%?
It's not 100%.
Huh.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
So you said, I know, right? So if it's not 100%, it's a lot. Let's go with, I'm going with 90%.
Okay.
90%.
I'm going to go with the over on this. I'm going to go with 92%.
92%.
Okay.
All right. And then you got a
$1.
smile out of it. You $1'd me. Yeah, exactly. Who's closer? The question, what percentage of DNA is shared between twins, right?
Yes.
I said 90%. Tony said 92%. What do you think? Give us a call. The number 815-224-2480. 815-224-2480. It's Walls 102. It is wall-to-wall country, Walls 102. It is the morning doghouse. We got Steve on the line with us to play our McDonald's game. Steve, you wouldn't by chance be a twin, would you?
No.
No. Darn.
I thought for sure the first caller would be a twin.
I was hoping for a twin. What do you know about twins, Steve? Anything?
No, that it's hard to tell them apart.
Hard to tell them apart. All right, so you're at the same expert level as us then. Okay, that's perfect. So the question this morning, Danny?
Since today is National Lookalike Day, identical twins, they have a lot of the same DNA. What percentage do they share?
I said 90%. Tony, what'd you say?
I said 92.
So
All right,
who's
Steve.
Closer, Steve? Is it me or is it Tony?
I think it's Tony.
Okay.
Yeah, she is closer. It's not technically 100%, but it's 99.9%.
99.9%. All right. Well, you threw me with this one this morning. All right, you're a winner, bud. You get a McDonald's Egg McMuffin. You stay on the line for us, okay?
Okay, thank you.
To all the wall country, Walls 102, the morning doghouse. Let's check that weather forecast. It's brought to you by Steinberg. So many nice things for your home on the west edge of Peru.
Beautiful Friday for you. 31 degrees right now. Nothing but sunshine. Heating up to 60 for this afternoon. And then 60s all weekend long with partly sunny skies.
Toni Rocker in the studio with us. She was just talking, I guess it was about 15 minutes ago, saying, boy, I remember 9/11 in radio. And I think we're just going to say a little bit about that coming up. Because what a day that was.
God, it was terrible.
It'd be a lot different if it happened now compared to then, too, of how we would have handled it, I think.
Oh, for sure, yeah. At that time, it was unheard of. We didn't know. We were running around like chickens with our heads cut off.
And without, like, smartphones, and we had no TVs in the station, so we were literally relying on Associated Press, essentially. I mean, we had no other outside means of communication.
Yep, we were calling all over trying to get as much information. Anyway, we're going to talk about that coming up, all right? It's Walls 102. It's wall-to-wall country, Walls 102, the morning doghouse. I know it's strange to talk about 9/11. I mean, I don't know why that came up, but it was just it was a day that Toni kind of has stuck in her head from back in the radio days, because it was smack dab in the middle of your radio career that it happened. And it was the most memorable day, obviously. Still one of my most memorable days ever, because everything changed that day. We had to improvise everything here at the studios. We have several radio stations here at Studstill Media at Walls 102 Studios, and all of us were live that day trying to figure out what information was coming in. And this was really now everything is on the internet in 5 seconds. It wasn't that way at the time.
No, not at all.
We had one computer and a phone, and that computer we were searching the Associated Press to find out information, but then we were calling people. Do you remember we called the National Guard?
We called
the state police, and the state police was scary that day, because normally we could talk to somebody, but we actually got a voicemail saying that there was no information at this time. Do you remember that?
Yes. And like I said, it wasn't like we could just get on a computer and go, okay, we're going to go to this website or that. I mean,
see a live stream of what's going on.
Like we were blind.
It was the first day, we were just saying this when we were off the air, the first day ever that every DJ knew they needed to come in. We just knew. We just knew. I saw it happen on my TV, and I handed my infant daughter, who's now 17, to my wife and said, I got to go to work. I got to go to the stations, because I was an afternoon DJ at the time. And slowly everyone arrived without calling anyone. Every single DJ that worked here came in that day, knowing that we had to work that day. So, and the strangest things happened. Toni was saying that the songs that would come up that we were used to playing all the time were suddenly ridiculously inappropriate. For instance, Dave Matthews Band "Crash Into Me" comes out. Didn't feel right. Why are we playing that?
We killed it.
Yes, we're not playing this song today. We're not playing this song. But I wanted to share that I still remember, I was working the afternoons at the time, and I still remember all the planes were grounded, and the president's plane flew over the stations, because it was the only plane in the air. I don't know if you were here then, but I remember that. And looking up, and you could see the fighter, you could see his, like, I don't know, it was a jet, like Air Force One. It was surrounded by fighter planes, and you knew it was the president. And it was perhaps the most patriotic I've ever felt in my entire life. It was like, go get him, President Bush.
Yeah, well, you guys got to see it. I was inside, and I was like, hey, where'd you guys come from? They're like, didn't you just see that?
Right.
No, sorry, I just missed that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
well, it was quick. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anyway, we'll share some more memories, and of course, something that everyone is waiting for is coming up in just a bit. And we've got today's big story coming right after Frankie Bell. It's wall-to-wall country, Walls 102, the morning doghouse. Toni Rocker in the studio with us this morning. Used to be a DJ here at Walls 102 15 years ago. Is it longer than that?
I don't know. I think that we're still kind of like up in the air, because you said Lainey's 17.
That's right. Yeah, my oldest is 17. And you can remember, I can remember it was Maggie who worked here at the time.
Yeah.
Sewed the dog bib for her. For Lainey. I still have it today. I remember that. We were talking about some of the crazy remotes we used to do. We used to have a sales manager here who would come up with, every time he came up with an idea, it was pretty much to have us DJs be tortured in some way.
In some form or fashion, for
so
sure.
One that I remember is Win a Date with Dog, and it wasn't just me. He put Cowboy on stage, and I swear it was you that was on stage.
Maybe
as well.
I was. Maybe I just don't remember, but I clearly did not have a date, or I believe I would have remembered that.
So we all had to go up on stage. I know you were there. We all had to go up on stage and play like the dating game with people from the audience to win dates with us.
Oh, this is really starting to sound familiar. Right on the center stage.
On the center stage
Yeah.
of Peru Mall is where we were at the time, right?
Yeah.
Except for we weren't allowed to reveal that every single one of us had a significant other and that winning a date was going to be nothing. Remember this? Remember? 'Cause
Every single one.
I was married. Cowboy was married. You were almost married. You were engaged, right?
Ugh, yeah.
And
We won't go there.
but that was just one of the crazy things that we used to do back in the day. My favorite is the pranks we used to pull on you, though, Tony.
They were terrible.
We pretty much tortured Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the way that the news used to work was there was a machine that it would print it up. You know, there wasn't an internet, and you could type anything you wanted onto it. So we would type up news stories and just come running to Toni and hand them to her and tell her that something crazy had happened, and we would have typed that up.
So it looked, let's just be clear, this looked exactly like the rest
That's
of the
right.
news.
It
So
was
there would be no
completely
way
official.
other than and most of the time I wouldn't proofread. I just go with it. So you go to read it and you're done.
Yes, and you go, wait, what?
You're
Yes.
like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Gee,
All the
dang it.
time.
We did it quite a bit. All right, if you guys are listening for a specific thing, we can't tell you what that thing is. You know it's coming very, very soon. Tony's going to help us with it. You stick around. It's Walls 102.
Today's real country.
It is Wall to Wall Country, Walls 102. Good morning to you. Who we talking to this morning?
Judy.
What is it?
Judy.
Judy.
Uh-oh. Your phone call's not doing so hot.
You all right?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, we can hear you. I think you were hitting buttons at the same time there. So, Judy, is that what you said, Judy?
Yes.
All right, Judy, you are calling number 7. You've got $102. How's that sound?
Woohoo!
Happy Friday.
All right. So here is the big question. You've already won our JP Chevy month of money, $102. That's the easy part.
The hard part is deciding if you have the guts to double or nothing your question today and win some more money.
The Pioneer State Bank Doghouse Doubler. If you're willing to take one trivia question, you could walk away today with twice that money, $204, or you could walk away with none. What do you think, Judy? You want to go for the doubler?
I'm gonna stay with my 102.
You're going to play it safe again?
Everyone has played it safe so far. All
I
right.
don't blame you. I don't
Well,
blame you.
if you've been listening along, you know that we ask you the question anyway, okay?
Yes, yes.
Just to see what happens. All right? So, Tony, the question for her today?
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
How many pedals do most modern pianos have?
Pedals?
Yep.
On a piano.
Foot pedals.
Oh, boy. I don't know, 2.
Oh!
Good thing you took the money because the answer is 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you made the right decision. $102 is yours. You stay on the line for us, okay?
all right, thanks.
It is Wall to Wall Country, Walls 102. It's the Morning Doghouse. It is 5 minutes in front of 8 o'clock. It is time for the Country Throwback. Before that, I guess we have to say goodbye to Tony Rocker. I have so many more stories we could share, but you have to go to your actual job now?
Yeah, I have to go to
All right.
I have to go to my real job. But you guys have a cool job also.
We get to hang out
This
for the
is
rest
our
of the
real
morning.
job.
Yeah, you guys have a great real job. So do I. I love my job. It's
Well,
awesome.
we have people lined up for Walls 102 and you for the next several months, but we'll have to have you back and tell more stories sometime.
Absolutely. I would love it.
All right. Well, have a good weekend.
You guys too.
Thanks.
All right. Country Throwback time. It's Friday. That makes it Garth Brooks. It's Walls 102.
People say she's only in my